Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the episode 11 of Sprout HR Experts Season 6. So I'm Shimmer, and I'll be your host for today. And thank you so much for everyone who took the time out of their busy schedules. So we have another exciting episode for you today in Sprout HR Experts, as we will be talking about different ways HR heads and managers can still effectively engage with their employees through virtual landscapes by the new normal. So if you like webinars like this, please don't forget to follow our social media pages at Sprout HR Expert and be on the lookout for all new episodes. We're also live on Facebook and YouTube as of this moment. There. So just to give you a quick introduction of Sprout HR Experts, Sprout HR Express is the leading HR and payroll provider in the Philippines that aims to help businesses transform and automate their HR processes. So just like the new normal of virtual festivities and also Philippine spirit, we celebrate innovations by helping your business adapt digitally. So once again, a hearty welcome to everyone tuning in for this exciting episode. So I know you're curious already about the topic, but I'd like to give you first an icebreakers for today. So we have 4 questions for you guys, and it will pop up onto your screen. So we will also show on the deck about the questions here. All right, so here are the 4 questions, and you can go ahead and answer by using the poll. I remember there's a poll here. It's not showing up. Up there it is. So here is the poll. I think it also show up to your end. So first is, what is your favorite employee engagement activity while working from home? So first is company games or competitions, virtual workplace parties, online trainings or L&D sessions, and others. Specify in Zoom. You can go ahead and chat your answers here. Me personally, I would love. I usually go into the company games or competitions, or also virtual workplace parties. So we usually just grab some milk tea, snacks, and whatever, and then we just talk about things. All right, let's just go ahead and wait for like, let's say, a minute or two. Online trainings and L&D sessions is actually pretty good as well because it makes your mind being productive. Others, let's say, I don't know, what can you do aside from the questions above? Hmm. Oh, well, here in Sprout, we also have yoga sessions. So, and also meditation sessions. So we also do that aside from the parties and all. So we're just, waiting for it. Actually, I wanted to attend one time, but there's like a lot of people who attended, and at the same time, I don't have much time on my end, so I wasn't able to join. But my coworkers joined the yoga session. Ninkita ko. All right, here is the answer. So 50%, 53% answered company games or competitions. 12% is virtual parties, and 32% online trainings. Oh, that's nice. There's 24 people who answered online trainings or L&D sessions, which I agree. I personally agree, and we do a lot of that here in Sprout as well. So 3% for others. That's given. So who are the two people who answered others? What did you guys do? I'm curious because since this topic is all about employee engagement, there might be situations that we haven't tried yet, or if you can go ahead and share it to us as well. Just go ahead and chat it out on our Zoom. All right, thank you so much for everyone who answered the icebreaker. Aside from icebreaker, I also want to inform you that we also have an raffle. So yes, we have a raffle for you guys, and here are the mechanics for the raffle. So first is collect all three keywords that will be flashed onto your screen throughout the webinar. And then second will be follow Sprout's official Twitter page at Sprout HR Tech. And then number three will be comment all three keywords on the pinned tweet on our Twitter page. Number four we'll announce the lucky winner at the end of the session. And then lastly, we'll be sending the prizes via Twitter DM after the session. So we will be giving you a 200 peso gift card from Grab. Yes. I love it personally. I wanna get it. If I won't be the host, I'll be getting the 200 pesos. I do a lot of deliveries, food deliveries and all, so 200 pesos is a lot. All right. What if the participant doesn't have Twitter? Wait, hold on. I'll go ahead and wait for the answer. Perhaps if you do not have Twitter, you can also tune into our YouTube channel. You can go ahead and comment your raffle, the three keywords that we'll be providing in order for you to get to join the raffle as well. So we have YouTube. You can go ahead and comment your three keywords on the YouTube channel that we have. Okay, are we all good about it? So here we are. Hold on. The the presentation ended actually. Hold on. I think there is some kind of technical difficulties. Let's go ahead and wait. Yeah, this is like actually the problems it comes to virtual meetings. So you tend to have those technical difficulties. So we usually don't want to have them. All right, there we go. There is the presentation. Thank you so much, guys. Apologies on that one. It's really common. I think when I research about the technical difficulties of having a virtual meeting or a webinar and what, it's like a lot. It's more than 50% of you. It's like 60 or 70% of people tend to have technical difficulties, especially when it comes here in the Philippines. We have Wi-Fi problems. We have slow laptops or setups that we have, and everything else. And we also have background noises, so that's a lot of things. We had to adjust ourselves a lot, and that's about it. So, okay, here's the raffle instructions again, guys. Please just go ahead and read the instructions. I'll be giving you out the first keyword, which is engagement. Okay, moving on. Yes, that's the first keyword, which is engagement. All right. So while you guys are logging into your Twitter accounts or YouTube, for those who doesn't have YouTube, I'm sorry, for those who doesn't have Twitter, I just want to let you know that there will be a fireside chat session wherein you can ask our panelists about today's topic, which is how to's of employees engagement during new normal. So you can go ahead and you can go ahead and ask your questions throughout the chat or wait until up until the Thursday chat session. But we'll actually appreciate if you go ahead and chat it already so you won't be distracted or forget about it. So yes. So, all right, without further ado, I'd like to welcome you, our speaker for today. She is an associate certified coach or ACC, credentialed by the International Coaches Federation, specializing on life, career, success, leadership, and executive coaching. She is also certified on the Barrett Tools on Leadership Coaching and Janus Emotional Intelligence certified practitioner. Sorry. Penny is the first Filipino to have been granted for full certification on the Success Principle in 2015. This certification was granted by Jack Canfield, the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul and Success Principles. So let's give a round of applause to Miss Penny S. Bongtao.
Thank you very much. And I think you can see me now. Okay, thank you for introducing me and thank you very much for the spotlight. Let me share with you my presentation and I'm very excited to be here. Okay. So when I was asked about employee engagement, um, and I have been working for quite a number of years, and I know some of you are here have been my office mates uh, for quite some time. So it's very interesting how employee engagement has been in spite of or despite of the new normal. So what is employee engagement and how can we engage our employees just like what Shamira did, engage you, the participants, when we were starting the webinar. So I'll ask Shamira to check the chat. So how have you been over the past couple of months? Has the pandemic affected your life, your career, your health, your family, your finances, your relationship, and your lifestyle? So I'd just like to ask a question. How are you? So can you please type in the chat box? How are you feeling today? So please type in the chat box. Good morning, Grace. And she calls me Mother Penny. And anyway, so please type in the chat box. How are you feeling today? Good morning. Worried about finances? Good morning. Are you feeling okay? What does okay mean for you? All of the above. Looking forward to new learnings. Yes, you will be looking forward to new learnings and new beginnings. You know, this pandemic has taught all of us a lot of lessons. And if you haven't learned anything yet, I'm sure the next couple of months, weeks, days, you will learn something new. Just learn to reflect on yourself on what you can do to be able to really learn as much as you can. So we know this. I won't have to explain this anymore. We know this that COVID caught the whole world off guard. And there has been rising cases. We know this for a fact that there's a new Delta variant and there's been a lot of restrictions and I get confused with IATF's restrictions already and there's another one come August 1. So which one do we follow now? So we're moving slowly, moving on, and now we are also seeing that we are moving forward. There are new normals already that we are following, new normals of social distancing, which we sometimes don't see, physical distancing. There's a lot of cashless transactions. You go Shopee, you go Lazada, you go Metromart. You don't go anywhere outside your house if you can, but sometimes you go crazy if you don't. Social distancing, we go online shopping, and there's a lot of homeschooling. I teach in college. I teach in undergrad and graduate school, and I do a lot of of assignments with my students, and we do meet up sessions every other week. And I tell you, they're freshmen and they've never been in school. So, how does it feel to be in college without having to see your classmates? That's going to be a challenge. But that doesn't stop us from moving on. Employee engagement, student engagement, friends engagement, it's all engagement. How do we commit to what we can do to be able to be better, be a lot better than ourselves today? So I know many of us are thinking, feeling anxious, nervous. What ifs? What if I lose my job? What if the company decides to lay off? We've been on furlough for a couple of months now, and we've been working only on on weeks for only 2 days, but they really make us work 7 days. Why is that so? I can't seem to see beyond today. What is tomorrow? I felt that as well. What will tomorrow bring? How will I engage myself in the way I feel today? I can't set goals for tomorrow kasi nandito tayo eh, we're just here. What will I do? And that is where many talks have been about the new normal. Actually, this is the new normal. After pandemic, it's not the new normal. It's the next normal. The question is, what is the next normal? So there's a lot of impact on anxiety, on employee behavior. There's requesting more time off, where people are getting mixed up with, we're getting mixed up with um, home and life. You're trying to work, but there's your baby crying. What do? You want to work, but you have to cook lunch. So what do? There's a lot of work, but you want to take me time because you're getting crazy. And we know that this is the feeling of many employees. I'm sure many of you are feeling the same way because I do. Do I get paid time off? No, because I'm a freelancer. I do this job and I love what I do. I tell you, I love what I do. There's a lot of talk about more negativity and dwelling on negativity, which is so much happening now. There's a lot of sadness. I was talking to one of my coaches, and he said, Miss Penny, we can stop coaching. What I need is a psychiatrist. So that made me think. And I told myself, you need a psychiatrist? I can recommend you one. And he said, you know what? Of course I do. Not just because we seem to be dignified and experienced. We all experience the same anxiety. That's why employee engagement is so important. To be able for us to help our employees with their behaviors and get the best of our employees. So we also struggle to maintain concentration. There's a lack of focus happening now, especially when schooling starts. You homeschool your children and then they come and ask you to work. What if you have metrics to follow? What if you have AHT to follow? I came from the contact center. So AHT, FCR, and all your average handling time to follow. What if your children comes to you and asks you for help? What will you do? Will you tell your clients to wait? And there's a lot of struggling in terms of how do I maintain concentration and be able to help the employee behave in a way that it will increase the employee engagement. And what will it be now from an exceptional rating to what is it? Will there be a drop in level of performance? Will you rate them poorly because they're working from home and they're not concentrating? How do you really engage your employees to make sure that they are with you in terms of their culture, in terms of your culture, in terms of what you want them to be able to perform so that they can contribute to the organization. So, factors affected by the new normal in the workplace would include choices. We do have choices. We'd like to have choices in what we do, and we'd like to be able to pick the right choice. Job security is another one that's affecting the new normal. Will I have a job today? Will I have a job tomorrow? And I have had more than 100 coachees. I tell you, 100 coachees during this year who have lost their jobs, and I'm helping them find jobs as well. And that's not only in the Philippines but overseas as well. They have lost their jobs in other countries, and they don't want to come back to the Philippines. Where is job security? People are asking us, our employers are asking us to work 2 days a week, 3 days unpaid, but they're expecting us to work 24/7. So, what do we do? Is that normal? Should we even go ahead and do that? How can we engage ourselves to do the right thing? Health and safety. We talked about being depressed, being anxious, being nervous, taking care of ourselves. I tell you, my family was hit by COVID, and my father-in-law passed because of COVID as well. And it's not easy. It is not easy to see a relative move on to the next phase of his life. But this is reality. That's why it's important for you to keep safe, to eat healthy, and to exercise. That's why teamwork is also important, and work performance. We mentioned work performance already. How do we make sure that we are able to work closely together so that we can perform the way we want, the way the company wants us to perform? So monitoring employee engagement, why is it essential? Let's answer that question. Are they happy working for your company, your culture? Now, now you might ask, "Em- cultures remain the same." Oh no, cultures change. In the beginning, pre-pandemic, the value of our organization was profitability and all those, getting more employees, getting more business. Now it has changed. Now what has it been? Caring for employees, knowing where employees are, engaging the employees, and knowing what is essential to them. Do you value their contribution, even though how small their contribution is? Because for them, these contributions might not be small, it may be huge. What is their overall employee experience now? I like what Shamira said about grab grab credits, because it's important that we are able to give love languages or provide the love languages that our employees and expect us to do. At the end of the day, an engaged workforce is a better workforce. Engaging your workforce means being able to get them committed to what they're supposed to do so that they don't have to work a single day in their lives. If you love what you do, you don't have to work a single day in your life. So establishing employee engagement is really building relationship through communication. And this is so important. Communication is so important. Set regular one-on-one sessions to check in with your employees. It's not one-on-one every month. It's one-on-one maybe every day, even for 5 minutes. I have a partner who I work with every day just to check up on each other. Set group meetings. And it's not just about updates at work, but how are they feeling and how are they doing outside of work? They may need help. You may not know it, but they may need help. And organize periodic get togethers. This is so important. I know every one of us are in Zoom. Some already go out. But if you don't want to go out, Zoom is okay. As long as you turn on your cameras, because the cameras show how the employee is feeling. I've had several people cry to me, and I ask them to turn on their cameras, and they feel ashamed because they're crying. You know, when you let your emotions out, that brings out the feeling of inner feeling so that you can really gauge how your employee is feeling. So encourage autonomy and not micromanage. And as you can see from the picture, they're not puppets. So what do we do? Give employees accountability for the work they are responsible. Remember, now is the time where work and life are now intertwined. You cannot separate work from life. You cannot separate being a mother from work. When your baby is crying and you're doing something, when you need to cook lunch, but you're finishing a report and your husband is overseas, what do you do? They're all intertwined. Make sure that accountability is there. Don't micromanage, because if you micromanage, it does not feel that you trust them. Give directions, set deadlines, and guide employees as needed, and let them deliver the way they can strategize what they should deliver. And set check-in days to ensure employee is on the right track. I know I said do not micromanage, but it is also important for us to be able to check on them to make sure that they're doing the right thing. And as Shamira mentioned, offer learning sessions or career mentoring or goal setting sessions. Tomorrow, I have another workshop on goal setting. And goal setting is not just about work, and goal setting is goals for life, because work is not life and life is not work. We do not live to work, we work to be able to live. Working is only one aspect of our lives. That's why it's important for us to continue to learn. So encourage continuous learning and improvement through courses or learning sessions. You know, right now I am enrolled in 3 learning sessions. It's coaching. One is coaching. Another is a virtual boot camp on how to do webinars and virtual trainings best. And if you want to hear music, I can let you listen to music of BTS right now while I'm speaking, learning how to use music on Zoom, and and how to improve yourself. And the third one is third um, certification course that I'm doing is happy for no reason. Many of us are unhappy. So we have to set goals for ourselves to be able to continuously learn and improve despite what's happening today. Encourage partnering with seniors. That's why it is important to do coaching and mentoring, because we learn from our seniors. I'm a senior. I've been having a lot of experience. Some of the people here may have been my office mates. I know one who has been my office mates in I don't know how many companies now, but you know, it's really good to partner and work with mentors and coaches so that you can learn from them. This, I tell you, is so important. Include cross-skilling as part of their learning program. What does cross-skilling mean? Cross-skilling means cross-skilling means being able to upskill them in another process. Maybe not formally, maybe um, not giving the, let's say, a quality assurance title, but giving them the quality assurance role when the regular work is light. So it's some companies call it step up role, but your real function is something else, customer service rep. But you stepped up to be a quality assurance, or you stepped up to be learning and development. It's unofficial, but you learned something new. Now, people tell me, Miss Penny, it's an unofficial title. So if it's an official title, how will I put it in my resume? It's not the title that's important. What is important is your transferable skills. You you learn quality assurance. You learn learning and development. You learned analysis. You learned investigation. You learned uh, design thinking, which is beyond your call of duty. And that will help you as an employee and feel more valued because the company is getting you more engaged in more important roles. So include cross-skilling and upskilling as well. So establish a recognition or even a rewards session. And this is what I said earlier. So set mini milestones. It will be easily mini milestone like you reached your or you reached your sales level, or you reached the sales for the month, or you reached the sales target for the week. Mini milestone could help improve employee engagement. Use their love language. And for many, words of affirmation. My love language is words of affirmation. And just even say thank you, that you did a good job, pat on the back, or if their love language is being of service, do something for them and find out what their love language is. Your employees' love language is. So they know that you value them and you know them personally. As employers, or as bosses, we need to know what our love language of our team members are. I'll take the word bosses out. As leaders, we need to know how we can make our team members proud to be part of the organization. We need to know what love language they have so that we can provide that love language to them when they do a good job. If possible, do simple rewards on accomplishment, as simple as grab food. I know of a company that they were laying off people, and on the last day of people being laid off, all at the same time, they worked with Grab to deliver food on for the people who will be laid off and for the people who will be let go on locations where Grab is available. So with it, what did they send? They sent a box full of, could you believe, Shangri-La, Fort Shangri-La pastries, because that is going to be the last day that they will be in the organization. So it doesn't have to be that grand. Even Grab credits, Grab pay, Grab food, whatever it is, just simple acts of engaging our employees. So encourage personal endeavors to ensure work-life balance. You know what I do to make sure that I have work-life balance? I spin. I do my spinning. I'm a dual citizen, by the way, and I do indoor cycling. And I think I'm the oldest in the class every day, and I don't care. I don't care if I'm the oldest in the class. What I care about is my health, and that is what makes my work life balance. I love it. I enjoy it. I get to exercise. and recognize the need for personal time off to do activities outside of work. Just before this, I was watching Netflix after I did my ride. So I value my personal time. So, what employee engagement activities can you do for your employees? Remember what Zig Ziglar said, you don't build a business, you build people, and then people build the business. Employee engagement is not about the business having that business. These are the people who work on your business so that your business can thrive, not just survive, but thrive, especially during this pandemic. And the most important engagement of all is apply the power of gratitude. The more grateful you are, the more blessings come your way. So I know I'm over time, but can I ask just one last favor from you? Can you put in the chat box what you are grateful for? So please type in the chat box what you are grateful for. So I'll begin, huh? I'll write something here. Grateful for the job, grateful for my health. I am grateful for my dog because she cheers me up. And it doesn't have to be grand things. I am grateful to be awake because it's another day to live. So be grateful. Be grateful every day because the more grateful you are, and remember this, the more grateful you are, the more blessings come your way. And this has been proven many, 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 many times. And you can read it in the Bible. If you're Christian, you can listen to Joel Osteen. If you're Catholic, you can listen to Brother Bo. If you're Christian, you can listen to Joyce Meyer. A lot of great preachers who say the same thing, the power of gratitude. The more grateful you are, the more blessings come your way. So for you to be engaged, think of the things that you are grateful for. Think of the company that is engaging you to be there. Think of the things that make you happy about your job. Do not think of the things that make you unhappy because of your job. Because there is a job for you to do, there is a job for you to accomplish. So thank you very much. My name again is Penny Bongato. Please do not call me Anna. And you can get in touch with me through Facebook, Twitter. I do have Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. I have a web page just in case you want to subscribe to my newsletter. And I'll be here for you. So thank you very much, and I'll stop sharing now. Turn it over back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Penny, for that one. I actually learned a lot. So, and at the same time, I actually took notes of it. Some of the keywords that I actually personally love when I heard about the topic that Miss Penny gave us today. Like, for example, the question is, what is the next normal, or what is the next new normal? Because like we are trying to adapt ourselves to the new normal that we have, which is the ongoing pandemic, the ongoing COVID. And it made me think earlier, like, okay, what is actually the next thing? Like, what if COVID is no longer in our place? What if we are, COVID free, what will happen? Will people go out? Will people will still use the work from home setting? There's like a lot of opportunities or like a lot of things that we can also check if ever that COVID is no longer in our area. So what is the next normal? So and then at the same time, the engagement is really beneficial for the workforce to have an engaging workforce. So like at the end of the day, an engaged workforce is a better workforce, and that is true. That is true. I saw the difference between a company who doesn't have any engagement with their employees, especially during COVID, versus my company right now, which is Sprout, that we do a lot of engagement, and I personally am happy to join our company because this is like a working progress. We do yogas, meditation, and all. They're open when it comes to mental health, or they're also welcome to for you to understand that um there is like people who are not okay during the pandemic, and it's for me, on my own personal opinion, it's a must for a workforce to have an engaging workforce, not just like for you to have them like one event or two events for one quarter. It's not enough. You have to make sure that you check on to your employees, you have to check on to your team, and to see what is their love language. As per Miss Penny, what is their love language? And it touched me personally when Miss Penny told me or told us earlier that for me, like in my love language is grab card, because I use it a lot. So diba? Ayun,
Mm.
and then so again, thank you so much, Miss Penny, for that one. And like me, I'm pretty sure you guys also learn a lot and also relate to Miss Penny here. So now I want to show you guys the second keyword for a raffle.
So Samira, before you say the yeah, before
Sure,
you
go ahead.
before you say the you showed it already anyways. You know, I've seen companies wherein they don't talk to each other. They don't have group meetings
Mm-hmm.
and they don't survive. I've seen companies that talk to each other very often, like every day, and no talk about work, and they feel more connected. Remember, work is not life and life is not work. There are other aspects of our life, especially now, that are more important. Relationships, health. We have six people in the family last August. Five were positive for COVID. There was only one who was negative for COVID, and that wasn't was me. I was negative for COVID, and all of them were positive. And I was asking myself, why am I negative? Shouldn't I be positive as well so that sama-sama na kaming lahat? And then I told myself, shouldn't I be happy that I'm negative? But I have to serve them all. Shouldn't it have been better if we were all positive? No, I was positively negative. And maybe it's because of my exercising, so I should be grateful about that. People, I tell you, since I'm not working, people were engaging with me. Penny, are you okay? Penny, do you have food? Penny, how are they? Because people know I don't cook. So my fridge was overflowing with food because people were so kind to me to serve, to give, send me grab food. And that's the way you engage people. It's not through words of affirmation because I didn't need words of affirmation at that time. I need food. So learn to know what is needed by your employees at that particular time so that you can provide them the need that they have and they feel more engaged with you. So that's my experience.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Penny, on that. So again, guys, the raffle keyword is activities. So like what Miss Penny mentioned earlier about exercises, activities is our second keyword for today. So again, guys, we have three keywords for raffle. So I already gave you guys the two keywords, and before we go to the third one, I'd like to show you a video. So here at Sprout is it's in our culture to keep practicing work life integration. So if you're down to learn more about our company, please watch this video.
So you've got your processes, and your company is an oiled machine that runs pretty smoothly, but under the hood, you have problems. You've got managers desperate to know the status of their open positions, leave requests getting lost in a jumble of emails, SMS and forms, and employees complaining about payroll errors. You've thought about some expensive custom software that would be a pain to maintain, or swimming in all the features of SAP or Oracle, or maybe even outsourcing your payroll altogether. Why can't you find a local, intelligent, well-supported software that caters to your needs as a Philippine company? Well, guess what? Here at Sprout, we've developed a system that just works. One system with all the features you need and without all those that you don't. So what are you waiting for? Get over to sprout.ph and get your systems fixed today.
All right, thank you so much, guys, for watching the video. So now our third and last keyword for today will be performance. So again, guys, I just want to have a recap. Our first keyword is engagement. Second keyword is activities. And last but not least, the third keyword is performance. So again, guys, to join the raffle, simply follow our Twitter page with the handle at Sprout Asia Tech or YouTube if for those who doesn't have Twitter, and comment these three keywords on the latest pinned post. For YouTube, you can go ahead and comment to the live chat. So yeah. We will be choosing our lucky winner after the fireside chat. So, all right. Okay, so for the next portion of our webinar, like I mentioned, we have a fireside chat session. So I'd like to welcome back our speaker, Ms. Penny Bongtao. Joining her also will be our head of people operations, Shang Trinidad, and also our employee engagement officer and company nurse, Ms. Alec Javier. Okay, guys. If you have questions, please go ahead and chat it out in our chat section.
So if you
Okay.
have questions, you're muted.
Or actually, I'll go ahead and ask the first question here for to start up our Q&A. So,
Okay,
as
go
an
ahead.
HR professional, how do I ensure that employees actually have fun during our engagement session? Because I don't want them to have the mindset that they have mandated to attend these sessions because the company organizes it. So, Ms. Penny, if you can answer that, it would be great.
Can you say the question again, please?
Okay, sure.
Sorry, Yang.
As an HR professional, how do I ensure that employees actually have fun during our engagement session?
First of all, how many attend?
Well, it'll be let's say the whole company attended the engagement program,
Is it
like
required?
100, let's say.
Is it required to attend?
Yes, it's required to attend.
How many stay on?
How many stay on? Well, since it's like a general chat or a general question, let's say, we have everyone stayed, or let's say 80% stayed, but since it's a company mandated that you guys will join for an hour of an event provided by our engagement team,
Mhm.
how would we make sure that they actually enjoyed the event that we made?
I personally, I have a rating scale that I use for every session that I conduct, which I did not do here. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, how would you rate this employee engagement activity? And if it's not a 10, what would make it a 10?
Mm,
So I just asked that question. So how would you rate this webinar on a scale of 1 to 10. Uh, if it's not a 10, what will make it a 10? So ask them to give suggestions. Maybe a suggestion would be make it shorter, or don't do it during lunchtime, or something. Or so ask them the question, ask them for feedback. Or don't make it mandatory, maybe they might say. So asking them for feedback would help you really find out what are they thinking.
That's true. How about Miss Shang? Do you have additional on that?
Sure. So hi, Penny. Hi, Sam.
Right?
Um, First, I think to answer the question, you have to get to the heart of what employee engagement is. Mostly managers, leaders, or employees, they treat employee engagement as a one-time thing, but on the contrary, it's actually a continuous and evolving process. And we have to modify it frequently to the various changes or feelings or thoughts occurring in the workplace. So first, for me, in order to have a very successful employee engagement activity, we have to send out or give employees a voice. And that can be done through surveys, like what are you feeling right now? And then we can align it to the employee engagement activity that we want to do or to happen. And just to answer the second part, we don't want employees to feel that they're mandated to join by giving them again the voice that what activities do they want, kasi in Sprout we usually send out through Sprout Pulse, which is a survey that's sent out to our system every month, and we address those issues or those requests. And yun, so we have trivia nights for those who want to attend trivia nights. We have mobile games for those who are really into Call of Duty or Mobile Legends. So just look at it in a perspective of giving them what they want, and at the same time addressing the issues and demonstrate that you care for your employees.
I believe in what you said. Caring is so important, and not everybody likes the same thing. So maybe, as you said, maybe segment what people want and do different through FGDs. Do what that the people want. The men would like something else. The women would like something else. Maybe you can have a cook fest for women, or do something else
I
wherein they are
completely agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree, because other people, kasi what other companies do is this, they do employee engagement activity without really researching or talking to their employees, and then wala mag-attend kasi some people are not into mobile games, or some people they don't like book clubs or movie clubs. So just make sure that you know your employees.
I had let me plug a bit, huh? I have one workshop that I do, and it's called uh, the power of visualization. It's a vision board workshop wherein I let my participants write their life goals, corp, career, relationship, family, uh, business, financial, relationships, fun and recreation, and personal goals, and contribution goals. And I them ask them to make a vision board. So my goals are different from their goals. So our pictures are all different. And they do their vision board through PowerPoint, through Canva, through illustration boards. And then we share, what is my goal? And you will be surprised that the goals that they have maybe 5 years from now. Let me cite an example. There was a question from Martin. Martin said, "You mentioned that you are also an educator. How can we apply the concepts here in that setting? How do I engage my students?" So when we have our meetup, because we have asynchronous sessions in school, asynchronous, so we meet once every 2 weeks. On the day of our on our meetup, I don't lecture. The lecture, it can be done online. I ask them how they are. I make them do different things. I make them put into groups and talk about each other and how are they doing. Lectures are lectures. They can hear it, they can watch it. But it's the time that you get them together, get them engaged, that will make them feel that they're part of the group, part of the team, part of the organization, and part of the school.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I also want to add up to Miss Penny that we also want to make our employees feel that that they belong and that they are valued. And we always want to think of activities where they can relate and participate at the same time.
That's true.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a comment here. You can have simultaneous varying activities, but still have the same theme of engagement messaging. That's so true. So if you have other ideas, your participants have 164 participants. If you have various ideas that you can come out with, please put them in the chat box and we'll save the chat so that Sprout can come out with more activities for you. Right, Sprout? Right, Shamara?
Yes, that's true. So, yeah, let's go ahead and just add, or if you want, you can go ahead and share your thoughts in the chat as well. We also have another question here is from the No. She mentioned that there are only little things that we can do as HR. Most decisions comes from the manager. I work in a BPO field and most are run by metrics. Participation rate is low by FGD results that shows that people would like to attend but could not due to workload. So what should I do about it?
I worked in the BPO industry for what? Pardon the noise, huh? That's something we cannot control. I worked in the BPO industry for more than 20 plus years. I was the first employee of Convergys in the Philippines. My badge says employee number 000001. And I understand the metrics. I understand the AHT and all those things that you are liable for. My question is, have you had a chance to talk to your manager? Did you tell your manager how you feel? Because if it's always top down, nothing will happen. Are you scared to talk to your manager about it? If I were you, I would talk to my manager and tell my manager, why don't we have, can I make a suggestion or put a suggestion in the suggestion box or tell HR that participation rate in is low with the FGD results, but because they cannot attend because of the metrics. So talk to HR, give them your opinion. Because if you don't tell them your opinion, nothing will happen.
Okay, how about Miss Jang?
All right. So I think the participant was saying there's only little thing we can do as HR, but that's really, I'd really like to dive more into that. Engagement is actually influenced by many factors, and it's not just the role of HR, but it's the role of HR and managers. The role of HR in the employee engagement is basically designing, measuring, evaluating workplace policies, programs, and that includes employee engagement activities. But at the same time, the role of managers is basically creating a respectful, trusting relationship with their direct reports, and that's where we come together. And you have to really think about how you want to approach employee engagement. Do you want to be reactive? Na lalapit lang si manager and this manager would say na, okay, the morale of my team is low, mataas yung absenteeism, and mataas din yung attrition rate. Or do you want to be proactive? That's how you approach the manager. Like, before anything happens, let's start doing something about it. Let's start conducting one-on-one sessions with your direct reports. Let's start talking to them how they're feeling, what they want to do, kung meron bang specific employee engagement that they want to conduct. And also in terms of like they can't attend because of the workload, we have to adapt also. So in Sprout, um, marami ding hindi nakaka-attend because of the workload, but that's because of the shift, the schedule. So what we do is separate minsan yung iba. Hindi naman kasi dapat pag nagko-conduct tayo ng employee engagement activity, it's a one-time thing. Like I mentioned earlier, it can be varied according to what they want and when they are available. So nagko-conduct din kami para dun sa mga taong nagna-night shift. So we meet halfway and meron silang separate employee engagement activities so that everyone will be taken care of.
You know,
Okay, how about Miss Alec? Do you
you
have to
know,
add on?
let sige, Alex, ikaw na muna. Sorry.
Ito,
Nadadala ko eh.
okay lang, Miss Penny. By the way, yun nga, just like what Miss Chang told us. So, employment engagement activities should be two-way street. Hindi lang yan sa management, at the same time, dun din sa mga employees natin. Of course, yung employees' performance rate, kapag tumataas, kita natin na natutuwa sila dun sa mga activities na binibigay natin or ino-organize natin para sa kanila. So, dun mo rin na-gauge minsan kung ano ba yung dapat nating i-improve or ano ba yung dapat natin gawin para sa mga employees natin. Baga, yun nga, you relate to them and then you have their trust din at the same time. Para makuha mo yung loob. Para for the next activities, magpa-participate pa sila, mag-engage din sila, or mag-connect din sa atin. Ganun. It's a two-way street eh. Ayun lang. Thank you.
You know,
Okay,
there was a question that's very interesting. Where's the question? It's in the chat box. But it was very interesting. It says, how do you offer employee engagement? Where's that? Where's that? How do you establish an engagement activity virtually? So is it always like this? No. You can be as creative as you want to be. You want a cook fest? Put your laptop in front of the stove, in front of the range, and then have somebody teach you how to cook. You have to think outside the box. If I've had people do hydroponics and aquaponics, and they teach people how to plant. I've had friends who learn how to knit and crochet, and they do blankets together. And there are so many ways, and it's not only Zoom. Zoom is the platform, but it is not the only way. Now, if you want to watch Exorcist, let's say, or another movie, horror movie, you can do that as well. You Zoom, Netflix, whatever. Do not do pirated ones, of course, because it's not good. But again, you can conduct FGDs and find out what they want. Somebody mentioned, after conducting survey, we come up with meditation session done through Zoom. You know, I always meditate in the morning. My daily habit, my hour of power is meditation, prayer, journaling of gratitude, and exercise. That's my hour of power. And meditation is what we call, when we meditate, when we pray, we speak to God. When we meditate, God speaks to us. We listen to God, to what God says. When you journal, and I journal gratitude, I thank God for what He has been given to me. And of course, I do exercise because I need to exercise. Because you need to keep healthy. So, no amount of money can take out that hour of power, because it is your power. So I shall keep quiet now.
Okay. As much as we want to actually answer the questions on the chat. We don't have much time left. So again, thank you so much for everyone who answered and also engaged. Actually, I see that there are people who said their suggestions and their insights about the engagements and everything else. So a huge thank you again for Miss Penny and also our panelists, Miss Chang and also Alec, for joining us today. Please give them a wonderful applause. So unfortunately, we need to end this. But I'd like to thank everyone for joining us, and I hope we were able to address them properly. So, for any e-certificate request, you may follow the instructions that you see on your screens and send your request through this link. So you can also actually scan the QR code on this one. Yes, there is the QR code, the picture of the certificate that you will receive, and then just scan it, guys. Or you can go ahead and get the Bitly link.
Jamira, there are questions in the Q&A. You might just want to capture them and send it to me, or
Sure,
send it
sure, no worries.
to the others for the others to answer it as well.
Okay, sure, no worries. So we'll go ahead and get up the questions, and we'll be sending it to you this time,
Okay, thank you
so
so
that we'll
much.
be able to address everything else.
Yes.
Thank you. So, for the moment that we'll be waiting for, remember we had a raffle. So the raffle winner's name is Dorothy Bernardo. Sorry, Dorothy Bernardo. Is Dorothy here? So Miss Dorothy, if you're still here, please get your sorry, not e-certificate, your 200 peso grab gift card, and we'll be sending out to you. We'll go ahead and message you through our Twitter page. All right. Okay. So again, guys, thank you so much for joining our webinar for today. Don't forget to connect to us at Sprout HR Tech. Facebook, we have Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and also the YouTube channel. If you have questions, you can go ahead and email us at info@sprout. And we also have the website for your reference. Again, guys, thank you so much for joining and enjoy your Thursday.